Welcome back to the Watchtower. Today we are reporting on why women are sick and tired of being strong and independent. Let's get into it.
I don't want to be an independent woman anymore. It's not all that it's cracked up to be.
This message is for my future husband, so if you're not my future husband, please keep scrolling.
Yet we're posting it on TikTok or wherever the freaking hell this is from. Oh my god.
Daddy, I don't want to work anymore.
So I decided that I need me a sugar daddy, but I want me a sugar daddy that don't want no sugar.
That being this independent woman paying all the bills, like, that's ghetto. No, send my husband right now.
I don't know if anybody else.
So I love how all these women think that they're going to get husbands, even though they're completely not traditional. Like, getting a husband, having a husband, getting married, if we're actually following tradition here, yeah, you guys would be completely disqualified. So the idea that you're getting a husband, you might as well just give that up right now. Most guys aren't getting married anymore, at least not legally.
Just realize this, but this whole independent woman thing, I don't need nobody. I can do bad all by myself. It's feeling like a scam.
I see so many TikToks talking about how being an independent woman is so much better, and it's amazing that you don't have to depend on anyone else. But I'm exhausted. I
Oh my god.
own my own house. I can pay my own bills. I work full-time 5 days a week. I'm a full-time single mum, and I think it's just exhausting because of how lonely.
Pause. Okay, so this is what we were talking about earlier. The last video was, all these women are getting, their own houses. She's got her own house. She's got her own degree. She's got her own job where she's working, full time. Now she's got a kid. How the hell are you supposed to do that all by yourself? It's not about men or women. No man could even do that, bruh. Not well. You're not designed. Oh my god. Human beings are not designed to raise children, go to work, maintain a household by themselves. That's not what we're designed to do. And yet for some reason, everybody's so convinced that it's so great to be so independent, not have to rely on anybody. It's just like, oh my gosh, man. Get over this idea. This is a toxic idea. This is an idea that has been put out to destroy our fucking society. This is what happens. Because look at her right now. How is she able to cope with this? How is that kid being raised? Kids, we already know the stats when it comes to, kids being raised by single moms. It's not good. It's really bad.
It can be. So I go out, I go clubbing.
Oh my. Oh god. So to fill the void, because she has no man who's around, she goes out and goes clubbing. While she has a child, she's going out and clubbing. This is just... She needs a man. She needs a guy to actually help her take care of this whole situation. You don't fill in your lonely. If you're lonely because you don't have a relationship, you don't now fill that in by going out to the club and sleeping with a bunch of random guys.
Just to be surrounded by people for my one night a week that I don't have my baby boy, and I'm like,
so the guy's only getting 1 day a week. Wait, let's go back. Let me rewind that real quick.
I don't have my baby boy, and I don't have of how lonely it can be.
Yep.
So I go out,
Yep.
I go clubbing, just to be surrounded by people for my one night a week that
1 night a week.
I don't have my baby boy.
So I assume either she's giving that to like one of her family members, or maybe the dad's only getting 1 day a week. I wouldn't be surprised. But, again, it's just like, well, if you actually had a boyfriend, if you actually had a husband to be a part of your situation, you wouldn't need to fill that void with, with clubbing and going out there and just basically wasting time. Number one, what guy, especially these days, because guys are waking up and being warned of all this through all this type of content, there's not going to be many guys who necessarily want to be with her when she's a single mom. Ideally, that's not the situation we want to be in. We don't want to be with a single mom who has a child, and now we're a step parent. Now, on top of that situation, due to her hypergamous nature and the fact that she owns her own house, she's got her own career, she's not going to just want some guy who is just some average guy. She's going to want an above average guy. Why? Because he's going to have to be college educated. He's going to have to own his own properties, or yeah, probably properties, because she owns a property. So he's going to have to at least own his own property, right? He's going to have to be college educated. He's going to have to be making more money than her for her to really feel like she can enter into that feminine sort of relationship where he is kind of the leader.
And I'm lonely.
While women were fighting to become boss babes, men couldn't understand why women were fighting so hard to do something that honestly kinda sucks.
Facts.
And because men have always been the ones to rebel and defy tyranny in the past, we're able to call out bullshit when we see it. Behind the scenes, we could tell that something was wrong. Why all of a sudden were women being encouraged to join the workforce en masse? It wouldn't be because the powers above want to squeeze every penny out of the population, would it?
Yep.
An ideology doesn't take root in the culture unless the most powerful in society benefit from it.
So yes, that is definitely like a part of it. If you look at it, they were able to literally double the amount of revenue they earned in taxes, right? The amount of, if you get all the women in the workforce, think about how much more money you're going to make in terms of collecting taxes. There's also the more nefarious side, which is it makes you much easier to control. Because if you don't have a strong family unit, it makes society much easier to control and maneuver in whatever direction you want. Yeah, I don't give a shit about that.
Think that I'm tired of working. I have always worked through my pregnancies, through everything. Always paid the majority of the bills. Now I'm like, I don't want to be this strong, independent woman. I don't. I am not interested. I have a huge house. I pay all the bills by myself. Now I just want the universe to bring me the man that can make me
God, here we
a
go, the
housewife.
universe.
I've done it and I'm not interested anymore.
Okay, well, look at the situation you've put yourself in. Let's examine this case. Another case of a woman who owns her own house. She owns her own huge house, as she puts it. She pays her own bills. Now she's got to go find a guy who's on a higher tier. She's got to go find a guy who's on a higher tier. And is a guy on a higher tier going to want this woman? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if he's 50 years old. But is she going to want that 50-year-old? Is she going to want that 45-year-old? I don't know how old this woman is. But she's going to want to date up from where she is. Because their nature doesn't allow them to go down. For us, it doesn't matter. But on the socioeconomic scale, she's going to have to find someone who is also equal to or above her. So, good luck.
I want to be a housewife. I want to have your dinner ready when you get home. I want to take your shoes off, give you a massage.
Cap,
I want to sit
cap. That's cap, bro. That's cap.
you down. Sex you down when you get home. I want somebody to push me back to the 70s. I am not interested.
Yes, you heard that correctly. A boss babe who doesn't need a man suddenly wants one to magically show up, rescue her, and take her back to the 70s, a time when slapping your wife was considered acceptable.
Not the worst thing to slap a woman now and then. As I remember, you said you don't do it with a clenched fist, it's better to do it with an open hand. Yeah, remember that? Yeah.
And
I didn't love that.
I haven't changed my opinion.
You haven't?
No.
If women are dying to go back...
God damn. The hell? Shit is crazy, dude.
Work is a no. I don't want to do nothing but this life thing is just not for me. It is not for me. That's what I'm realizing. Bills are a no. Work is a no. I don't want to do nothing but shake my booty. That's it.
Oh my gosh, I am so tired of having to be a man. If you have a good man and he does those things for you, appreciate them. Tell him you appreciate them. Because you could be like me and have to do it all.
Yeah, so basically, you know, these women are realizing, you know, essentially, well, it's just funny because it's like, this is what literally you fought for. You fought for this so hard. You fought so hard to get into the workforce. You fought so hard to get out here to get jobs and get careers and become professionals. And now it's literally reversing, and they're realizing that this ain't it, bruh. This ain't it. But the problem is now you can't really go back. You can't turn the clock back. There's no going back now. And this is the thing, is that, you know, women always worked. women have always worked beyond just, raising the kids, right? Like, hundreds of years ago, women were responsible for taking care of the farm, cooking the food, gathering. Sometimes they'd be helping at, during the harvest and stuff. They'd be raising the kids, educating the kids. She was working full time, but it was at the home. It was at the homestead. And then the guy would be the one who either went out hunting, or he would be the one going out and doing the farming and planting the crops and all the agriculture. Or he would be, if they lived in the city, or he'd be going out and doing the trade or running the shop that he had. But women were always working full time. This idea that, women just sit at home and they can kind of just, keep watch over the kids and that's all that they do. That was never the case. That was never the case. They worked hard on top of raising the kids and having children. So, but the difference in these modern times is that now women are working outside the home like men are. It's not that women shouldn't work. They need to work. We all need to work. Humans are designed to work. But there's a difference between working outside of the home and dealing with the bullshit of the world. And there's a difference between working at home, taking care of your children, taking care of the homestead. And it's a whole different vibe. It's a whole different thing. And I'm not surprised that women are finding this out now. The problem is, though, there's no turning the clock back, because at this point, all these women are now in the workforce, which essentially changed the entire economy. If you think about it, the whole economy has been altered because we've basically doubled the amount of people in the workforce. So you can't really go back now. There's no going back, because if women were to all just suddenly leave the workforce, catastrophe would ensue. So I think we're kind of permanently stuck in this situation for now. We'll see what happens in these future decades coming up. But that's basically it for today. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.